We begin with Congress focusing on a deadly failure at General Motors. House and Senate subcommittees are set to hear from the company's new leader and a top federal regulator. The main question is why GM waited 13 years to fix an ignition problem that is linked to at least 13 deaths.
People who lost family members are in Washington to attend the hearings, and last night some of them met face-to-face with GM CEO Mary Barra. Jeff Glor is on Capitol Hill, where the first hearings begin later today. Jeff, good morning.
Nora, good morning to you. 15 families met with Barra, the first time that's happened since the recalls began. At the 2-hour meeting, Mary Barra heard family members tell stories about lost loved ones. Ken and Jane Reimer lost their daughter Natasha in a Cobalt in 2006. They heard the word sorry.
We're comforted to know that she feels that way, but there was a big mistake here, and it's going to take more than sorry to correct it.
We need to make an impact and tell GM that they need to own up to their mistakes.
In prepared testimony today, Barra will say, quote, "I cannot tell you why it took years for a safety defect to be announced, but I can tell you that we will find out." The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, criticized for not demanding a recall, will put the blame on GM today. Quote, "The agency examined the available information multiple times. GM had critical information that would have helped identify this defect. That defect is a faulty ignition switch, which can suddenly shut the engine off, disabling power steering, power brakes, seat belts, and airbags. NHTSA says they didn't know the airbags wouldn't deploy when the ignition switch is in the accessory position because GM didn't tell them."
And what I believe GM should do is stop lying. And I'm here with my husband because we don't want this to happen to another family.
GM first noticed a problem in 2001. In March 2005, a GM report said fixes would take too long and cost too much. Quote, "None of the solutions represents an acceptable business case." 4 months later, July 29th, 2005, the first death linked to the defect. A 16-year-old killed in a Chevy Cobalt in Maryland. Amber Rose was Laura Christian's daughter.
If they had simply fixed the problem back then, none of our children would have died. They are directly responsible for all of these family members and many more who have lost children and countless others who have been in accidents. It's repulsive.
Last night, the family members asked Barr to take the recalled vehicles off the road immediately. She told them she still thinks the cars are safe as long as drivers only have a key and ring only on the keychain. Nora?
All right, Jeff, thank you.